Talk today about how one of our mentorship students she basically added $4,500 to her monthly recurring revenue from one partner who sent her 5 monthly clients. So, first things first, I'm going to be going live in this video today. And if you want for me to keep let me know if you find these things valuable. One way you can find these valuable is by helping my mission, helping my cause, right? Which one way you can do that is by liking the video, commenting, or help supporting it. Since I'm not charging you money for these like calls, if I don't get a lot of support, if I don't get much visual recognition, it can be very easy for people like it's not that important. And like to be honest, last year I stopped doing these videos for about 3 weeks. And as soon as I stopped doing it, then of course, I get like five people saying, hey, are you still doing your weekly videos? So, I decided to do them and I do kind of interacting with you every single like week on Thursdays. Now, if you're watching this thing live with me, show me a little bit of support and help me kind of spread this out to as many people as possible by commenting team live. If you do that, I'm going to make the video a little bit more interactive. Also, if you're watching this thing on the replay, go ahead and type in hashtag team replay, and I will actually see if I can have my virtual assistant send you a free training or a free gift to kind of thank you for being, watching of this video. Also, if you want some help growing your business, like maybe you've been trying to grow your business, just not quite growing the way that you want it to be, or maybe you're thinking about getting started, you just want to make sure you avoid like a bunch of like beginner mistakes, right? You want to be able to reach your goal in a short period of time, and you want to avoid a lot of mistakes that most rookies make when they're starting the business. If that's you, go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with myself, see if we can help you. So, first things first, when we're talking about something like this, is controlled patience. So, this mentorship student actually spoke to this referral partner about 45 days ago. Now, most people when they're starting a business, anything over 30 days seems like an eternity, right? But we know for our students, when we do the right things over time, the results roll in. So oftentimes what's going to happen is when you first start your business, you're going to maybe start talking to, let's say you're going to talk to 5 leads. Okay? That's 5 consultation calls. One is going to just say yes automatically, no matter what. Okay? Two people are probably going to no show. They just won't show up to the call for whatever reason. They either like cancel it ahead of time or just don't show up and you just can't get a hold of them, right? Two people are going to say maybe or no. So one will say maybe, one will say no. It's inevitable. Okay. Now, out of those 5 people, you have 1 out of 5. That's a 20% conversion rate. Most people kind of operate in this, right? Where they're like slightly below 20%. And that's normal if your sales skills are kind of like developing and just like learning this stuff, that's okay, right? But unfortunately, even though that close rate's okay, it's not going to really cut it if you're trying to make this business be what you do for your full-time income. So what happens is out of those 5 leads, right, you have to learn how to really make your money in these 8 or in these 4, okay? In these 4, these remaining 80% of leads are where you make your money. So this person says maybe, they're probably going to come and sign up with you in about anywhere from 30 days to about 6 months from now, right? So when that person signs on, now your close rate's at 50%. And then for one of the people that no showed, if you can get at least one of them back on the phone and then try and get them to like at least do a cleanup with you, now you're sitting at 3 out of 5 at 60% close rate. That's when you start getting like the top percentage of like closers. So it's not necessarily that your sales skills have to be amazing. It's just that you need to understand how do you get people who actually are interested in your service to know you exist. Number two, you have to have a really good consultation script that allows you to be able to push people forward, maybe past their comfort zone to a certain degree without insulting or making them feel irritated when you're doing your objection handling, right? One problem people have is like they try and do objection handling, but they really come across like very salesy and very like forceful and pushy. And no one really likes doing that, especially like sophisticated business owners. Like you're not gonna be able to push a sophisticated business owner into paying you 4 grand a month. It's just not going to happen. Even if you do somehow figure out a way to do it, like they're only going to stay with you for like 1 or 2 months, and they're just going to like, come off because they have like buyers or remorse or whatever. So you have to learn how to do it in a way where people actually like you after the call is done. Then what you need to learn how to do is you need to learn how to follow up. Okay. So when I say following up, like following up does not necessarily have to be like you're always asking them to buy your stuff. In a lot of cases, following up is really about moving the relationship forward. Either going and building a deeper sense of connection with the person, understanding why they said no in the first place, understanding like what are some deeper needs they're having in their business, understanding how to educate the person, understanding like what do they have on in their personal life. Are there other like there's a million different things you can follow up with that allow you to be able to really build a connection with a person and really become that trusted advisor before they start paying you money. When you take that trusted advisor role, it's really just a matter of time before the people who said maybe or I don't know come back and work with you. But again, that even goes back to the greater point. It's about having consistent patience and doing the right things over and over again. If you're doing the wrong things, I understand like you might feel very impatient, like why is this not working? I hate this. This doesn't work. But when you find that thing that works well for you to a small degree, to a small scale, it's going to keep working over time. That's one reason, like for a lot of our students, we recommend they go after like referral partners. So there's basically, I always like to think of things in two prongs when it comes to growing your business. So we go directly after clients, we go after referral partners. Going directly after clients is great because it gives you that immediate revenue. Referral partners is the thing that keeps building your business forever and ever and ever. Like oftentimes, like you look at a lot of like successful, like we'll say successful CPAs or bookkeepers, they ask like, how did you grow your business? It came from like they say networking, but really what they mean is referrals. Like they didn't mean like they were just going to networking event 24/7. Like they talk about referral partnerships. They have partnerships that send them leads. And then you don't have to really get good at the market. That's why like a lot of times if you ever like go to like a CPA in your local area and you ask about like marketing, like the marketing tips they give you are gonna be pretty terrible. If I'm being honest. Not all of them, like some of them are great at marketing, but a lot of cases they're really good at like, making some connections with people in their local area. People send them clients and their existing clients send them more clients. So like their marketing is through their work. But if you don't have any clients yet, then you have to kind of get that snowball rolling in order to start getting the people to come to you. So we do that with the direct marketing. So I like using LinkedIn. That's like our main platform that people use, right? We teach you like where to go, how to make a good quality search to identify who is like the potential client to work with you. We talk about what to say to get them on the phone. Then we give you like the sales process, like how to actually have those consultation calls so you know exactly like what to say. Now, when it comes to referral partners, the one challenge with referral partnerships is that sometimes they have leads for you today. Sometimes they have leads for you 2 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. So you really have to kind of just create a roster of referral partnerships. Now, I don't want to say like a large number and kind of like scare or overwhelm you. So the thing that I always think about is I'm trying to fill up what's called a Dream 100. So I want 100 people that can refer me anywhere between 1 to 4 consultation calls over the course of a year. Now, if you're just getting started, that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to do that much. What you should think about is maybe 10 people who can refer 1 to 4 consultation calls. Because keep in mind, these are consultation calls. It's not necessarily 1 to 4 clients. If you're good at sales and your consultation process is correct, it's tight, and it's very systemized, yes, that could be 1 to 4 clients. Okay, that's realistic. That's how just like the student, right? The referral partner basically sent her 5 people, and all of them wanted her help, right? So it's just like you can close 100% of referrals if your process is good. She's really good at sales. We've been practicing a lot when it comes to sales. She knows exactly what to say. Um, and yeah, it doesn't have to be hard to grow your business. Just that took over 45 days for her to do it. So it's just like you have to be able to kind of do the stuff nowadays, which is like the marketing and getting the leads directly with clients, but then also be fostering those relationships so that people like sometimes what happens, like most people when you're starting out, like maybe you're nervous that the business isn't gonna work out. And it's like I hear a lot of people say, like, I'm gonna try it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Every business works if you do the right thing and you give it enough time. And let me caveat that with every professional services business. If you're doing like a Walmart, you have to spend $1 million or $3 million to build a location first. Okay, and you have like money that's being spent every single month. Okay, I understand why that wouldn't work. But for professional services business, especially if you have like a job, even if you have like a part-time job and money is not like leaving your account to like run your business. It's really just a matter of time you understand like the right process, the right procedures, right? And like some people say like you need to have like do a coaching program, like mentorship program. Like I'll be honest, like some people like it's some people don't need to do a coaching program if they want to take like 5 years to ever get to like 5K a month. But for if you the shorter your time frame to reach your goal, the more that you need that expert help on the outside to kind of say, okay, avoid this mistake. Okay, this is going to happen if you do this. You're kind of branding right now like this, but it's your message kind of is not really that strong, right? So you're gonna have a lot of people coming to you, but no one's gonna really want to work with you. So it's like the tighter the span that you have to like really grow, the more that you need that exact like looking in. Because one thing to note with this business model is a lot of people think that you're going to open up your business and just get so many clients coming to you that you're going to be overwhelmed. And you're going to have like 10 consultation calls, 20 consultation calls, and you just can't handle just too much like flowing at you. It's not like that. This business model is more of it's it's more of like you have to take advantage of every opportunity you have. So, for example, in baseball, one of the statistics that they track is errors. How many errors does a person make? Whoever makes the least amount of errors ends up being able to be the most successful over a long period of time, right? It's the same thing with this business. The less errors you make, the more that you make and the easier it is for you to reach your goal. Versus some people, like, they're just like, "Oh, I'll have another consultation call tomorrow," or, "Oh, I'll take this call for my car. Oh, I don't there'll always be some more tomorrow." It's like, no, you gotta really, like, make sure if someone is, like, taking the time out of the day to sit in front of you, to wanna work with you, like, you have to go and put your best foot forward. You need to make sure that you're tight, that you've practiced your consultation calls, that you have done all the preparation time, that you've at least looked at their business, that you can, like, move forward and, like, make sure this person's go. Someone said, "How much is a mentor and fee?" It depends which mentorship program you do. Like our program, we have a couple different pricing options. There's a lot of different mentorship programs on the market right now. So the best thing for you would be to like book a call. Another reason why we don't talk about the price before the call is because like in some cases, I in some cases, if I don't think I can help you out, it doesn't really make sense to talk about the program, if that makes sense. So for example, I had this one person come on the phone. It was probably about 2 years ago, and the guy all he wants like, how much it costs? How much it costs? It's like, well, what do you even want to do with your business? He's like, well, I got to make $1 million next year, and like I'd like to say that was an exaggeration, but no, it was real. Like he had to make $1 million, or he wanted to make $1 million in a year. It's just like, okay, well, have you ever ran a business before? And it was just a really bad fit. But he was willing to pay a lot of money to do it. I turned that person down because I only work with people who have like really realistic expectations and who want to grow their business, right? If not to say like doing $1 million in your first year is unrealistic, but if you have no experience, no money for ads, you don't have any infrastructure, you don't really know what service you're offering, it doesn't make sense that you'd make $1 million in your first year. If instead it's like, okay, I want to get to, like maybe 100K, 200, maybe even 300K in my first year, and I'm willing to, put in some time. I'm willing to do the marketing correctly. I'm willing to get good at sales. I can find a team of staff contractors when I grow, and I'm willing to kind of put in the time. And that person makes more sense to work with than someone where it's like they're expecting magic overnight. So one thing we don't do is we don't really talk that much about like what is the fee structure of the program inside of it. Generally, I can give you a range though. Like generally for our range, it's anywhere between 2,000 to about $7,000 for the program, depending on like if you like the duration of the program. Also, depending on if you want my team to do some of the accounting and bookkeeping for you, and slash or depends if you want one of our virtual assistants to do some like the marketing on your behalf as well, because that's a separate fee as well. So yeah, so if you want to know a little bit more about that program, go ahead and click the link inside the description, book a call. Let's see if it's a good fit. Awesome. Cool. So that's what we were saying. We were talking about you got to make every opportunity count. Okay. In this game, like it's the one reason why a lot of our students, like you'll see them growing, like in like adding 5,000 a month or 10,000 a month or $15,000 a month is not because on the marketing side they're getting a million leads. It's just we know how to price our services correctly, right? So we're pricing $500 to $5,000 per month per client. And the reason why that's so significant is because let's say that there are two businesses. Business, we'll see. Business number A, the person just got started in business and they're like, I want to get as many clients as possible. And I think that if I charge a low enough price, no one is going to say no to me. So they basically go and let's say it's like 30 days. So every 10 days, they get one client. That means they got 3 clients at the end of the month. Okay, cool. First client they did for 150, second client they did for 200, third client they did for about 400. So 150 plus 2, I think it's a 250 plus 400. That's $800 a month they're adding their business. Okay, not a bad first start. Now, let's say another person did the exact same speed. They got one client every 10 days, but their average price point is about $1,500 per client. Three times 1,500, that's about $4,500 per month. They both have the same amount of leads. They both took the same amount of consultation calls. They both had the same amount of objections being thrown at them. One student is at $4,500 a month, the other person is at $800 a month. That's why pricing is so important, especially in a low lead opportunity kind of like vehicle that we're in. Okay, you're not going to get 50,000 people. You're not like a CPA where they're going to be like a bunch of like tax returns for $100, right? It's not like that. So you have to make sure that when a person comes to you and when they're interested in actually like working with you, we have to make sure our pricing is accurate. The second aspect of that is your consultation call process. If your consultation call process is not tight, at the end of the call, you're going to get value objections. That means like they don't feel like the price that you're asking for is worth your service. You're going to get budgetary calls where it's like, oh, I don't necessarily know if I can afford it. It's not necessarily like that they can't afford it. It just might be that they are prioritizing their funds or their funding somewhere else outside of working with you because you have not made a case for how you're going to actually help them either make more money, make more profit, save more money, be better, more efficient, right? They just don't see that connection. So having a good consultation call process or script in place makes it easier because then the people actually understand why they should work with you. It overcomes timing objections. They don't need to think about it. They value your service. If they have a business partner, they actually bring the business partner on the call with you, so you don't have to like have one of those objections where it's like, oh, I like this, but I have to go talk to my business partner. It's kind of a weird objection. It's like, well, if you need to talk to your business partner, why was your business partner not on the call, right? Well, did you not respect our time enough to actually bring that person there? Did you not really think that I was worth having both of your attention there? Or what was kind of the thought process like that, right? But if you have something tight, like I've had it literally where a person was like, "Oh, my business partner's doing something else." And like midway through the conversation, like, "Oh, hey, wait, this is important. Let me go grab my business partner." Right? They literally will go and grab their business partner after whatever they're doing. They come back and we continue the conversation, right? So we can attack this thing. That's really a function of people just not really valuing like how you speak or not necessarily like your vocabulary. They just don't really value what you're saying. And that causes all these like random objections at the end of the call. And it causes you to be like really, really frustrated. So you just have to get that consultation section ironed out and straightened out so you actually get a better quality person. And you're basically transforming a person from being a low quality buyer in a lot of cases and maybe someone that has a bunch of objections, a bunch of walls built up into someone that's actually a high quality buyer and is actually a good fit to work with you. If you can learn how to do that, your business is going to be 20 times easier because you don't have to be fighting with people. You don't have to arm wrestle people into wanting to work with you. You don't have to arm wrestle people into like wanting to pay you the right price. Like people won't be haggling you where it's like, oh, well, I know you said your price $800 a month, but we have a couple other projects that are kind of going on. So like, could you work for like maybe like $400 a month? Like you don't get that when people respect you, when they think that you're valuable, right? Instead, people I have a student in our program. One of the people that he was working with, she was working with a bookkeeper in the past, and he didn't really like the way they had their software set up. So he said, "Okay, cool. I will actually set up your software on this thing a little bit differently. I'm going to charge you 7 grand." The person said, "Okay," in 15 minutes. $7,000 for a setup, for like just a QuickBooks setup for $7,000. Okay, and a lot of people have trouble getting people to say yes for $200. It's because she understands the value based on how he's talking, the respect level, and that's how like even though he doesn't necessarily get a million clients, like this, if this guy does nothing else, he joined the program probably about a month and a half ago, the one I'm talking about. If he does nothing else, he has already made $70,000 worth of new client business has been signed on. He had a cleanup for 40,000. He had the $7,000 thing. He's raising the price point on the lady who did the 7,000 cleanup to $2,500 a month. I think there was like 3 or 4 clients he got like last week, right? But it's not necessarily he's moving that fast. He's just pricing it effectively and he's talking to the right people, right? If you don't know how to actually get in front of someone that can maybe afford to pay you, $7,000 in one shot without thinking about it, or pay you $2,000 a month, maybe you should get help. I don't know. Like we have a lot of like these free videos on like on YouTube and different things like that, and like it's good for moving you forward and helping you kind of like get an understanding. But the real thing that's going to take you from watching videos towards being in the field and actually playing is action. Okay, it's implementation, it's execution on the stuff that we teach, right? Because like yeah, I can give you guys like these videos and these YouTube videos, and like I had a lady last week, she's like, oh, this is really inspirational. And I asked her, like, well, are you doing some of the stuff that we're teaching in the videos to actually go and grow your business? She goes like, not really. You know, I'm like, well, maybe you should join the mentorship program so I can actually like hold you accountable and be like, okay, let's do this on this day, this on this day, this on this day, this on this day, right? So you can take that inspiration that you have from watching videos and like learning into actually making money inside of your business. So you don't have to be watching these videos. Like my goal is not for you to like watch these videos for the rest of your life. My goal is for you to watch maybe like 5, 6, 7 videos, be like, okay, I think I can do this. I think I can do this. I think I can do this. Okay, can Bryce help me? If Bryce can't help me, good. If Bryce can't help me, awesome. Go find someone else. I don't care. Right. But if I can help you, take action. Go and attack this thing. Right. Book a call. Let's see if we can help you out. Let's get off to the races. Okay. Because I mean, I told this one lady, told this one lady, basically what happened was, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. She said that she was thinking about starting her business, and I gave her an offer like, hey, if you want, maybe you can check to see like if our mentorship program is a good fit for you. And she goes, maybe I think when maybe in the future, I don't know. And there wasn't really a lot of like urgency with her. I talked to her like 2 years later. She goes, "Oh yeah, I'm still kind of like thinking about starting. I just haven't done it yet, right?" And just like you realize, like with all the different videos and testimonials and like client wins that you've seen over the last 2 years, you could probably be at anywhere from like $100,000 to $200,000 a year if you just took action within the last 2 years, right? Don't let that be you. Don't just sit there and watch other people win. Like win for yourself. You know, yeah, win for yourself. Um, yeah. So that's you if you want to actually go and like take some action and be like one of the few in this world that chases their dream and actually attacks and gets the things that they say they want. Go ahead and click the link, you know? Go ahead and click the link, attack. Go get your dreams, man. Sorry, sometimes I get a little bit passionate about that because it's just like when you see, like, for example, I had this one lady in our program, um, and when she was joining our program, she had a couple different family members. Like one of the family members, I think like her uncle or something, was like, "Oh my gosh, if you invest in something like that, like what if you lose all that money?" And she was like, "Well, what if I do it and it actually works?" And most people in this world, like especially if they're not used to, you know, investing in themselves or investing just in general, right? They see the price or the cost of something, and the cost isn't just in money. It could be cost in time, it could be cost in effort, energy, emotions that someone has. If they see the cost, they get scared and they just run away. Whereas other people, they see the mountaintop, they see how long of a walk it's going to be, they see how hard things are going to be, and they say, well, is it worth it? You know what I mean? And those are usually the people that actually are on top of the mountain at the end of the day, and everyone else is still talking about, well, what if I die on the way up to the top of the mountain? Oh, the other person's up there. They're just different than me. And nowadays, she said on the call like last week, she's like, yeah, if you're ever back down and because she was taking a vacation, and she said, yeah, my mom wants to give you a hug, like, because like she believed me when I joined your program. And I know a lot of family members like were saying I was crazy, but I did it. And she believed in me. And then she wanted to give you a hug because I proved her right, right? I proved her right that if she comes in here and she does the work, she's successful, right? And yeah, that's all it takes sometimes. It's just a decision. So if that's you, I'll see you on the call. If you're not quite ready, that's okay. Like, it's all good. I'll see you inside the next video. Take it easy. Talk to you soon.